guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. I am sorry. Today has been kind of a mess. It's Thursday and I have just not had time to get anything done because, as I told you, I am in the process of upgrading the studio here, and today was all about learning how to use my different options and my new camera and lighting, and it's been a crash course because I'm not that I am not that technically savvy, so bear with me. But we've got an update on a story that I wanted to bring to you because it involves Britney Spears, and this is actually for those of you who are part of that group that believes that Britney needs to be freed, because I think this information from today's update will make you a little bit happy. So we know that Britney has been involved in this conservatorship since 2007, 2008, after she went through a messy split with Kevin Federline and had some situations where she was at a salon, shaving her hair and chasing paparazzi with a umbrella, and it was a lot, right? And her family did a emergency conservatorship, and they did this to save not only herself but also her fortune. And for years she has been doing really well. She had been doing multiple world tours. She did a long residency in Las Vegas. She was able to be a mom, even though it was only part-time. And her father essentially was able to help manage not only her personal but also her financial life. That was until her father got ill, and that sort of cascaded and set everything into this tailspin that we're at today. And back in the fall of 2018, Jamie Spears ended up getting really sick, and he had to go through some emergency procedures. And Britney at the same time was prepping for a new show, Dominion, in Las Vegas. And at the same time that her father got ill, she also apparently stopped taking some of her meds, which resulted in her ending up being in a facility. And that sort of is what propelled the whole Free Britney movement. People since then have been under the belief that Britney Spears needs to be freed from her father's control. Her father did actually step down. He is managing the financial side of things, I believe, but there is actually a court-appointed conservator that handles more of her personal life. But she is still under this conservatorship until August of 2020, when she will go back to court and they will talk about what the next steps are. Well, interesting development for those of you that are fans of her maybe gaining a little bit more freedom, and those of you who believe that her mom, Lynne, might be a better suited person to help her get that freedom. Lynne actually filed some documents in court in Los Angeles, and she is actually asking for some more access to her daughter's life. So it was actually reported by The Blast that Lynne Spears filed documents where she was asking that she be included in any special notice of anything having to do with her trust funds. So she has asked that what she actually filed was called an SJB revocable trust. And she says that this is a trust that protects her multi-million-dollar assets, and it was set up for her children for their future, so for Sean Preston and Jaden, and that she holds and manages her material financial assets during her lifetime and provide distribution of those assets upon her death. So she is asking that she be included in this, and so she's asking that they give her information about all matters for which special notice would be requested, and she's asking that she have more, say in what's going on with Britney. Britney has been estranged, or had been estranged from Lynne for a very long time. And a lot of people that are part of this Free Britney movement, they believe that Jamie has a problem with alcohol, and because of that and his behavior, they think that perhaps he was doing all of this more so for control than he was for actually caring for her. And people believe that perhaps Lynne was sort of separated from this as a result of Jamie's control. Whether or not that's actually accurate, I cannot say. But Lynne is saying that she wants to have more of a say. She wants to have more help. She wants to be able to really be more involved in Britney's care. So she's been in this financial conservatorship since 2008, and she was actually her mom has never been a part of it. Her mom has always been kind of on the outside looking in. And Lynne wants to be more involved. So it says that Lynne wants to be involved in the changes or any movement involving Britney's vast $60 million fortune. So if you guys have any idea what her net worth is, listen, she has not worked in over a year. So she left Las Vegas back in, I think, December of 2019, and she has not worked since. She has not worked at all, and she still has a net worth of $60 million. So the documents that she's filed says she's interested person in all matters pertaining to this trust and any hearings that would be discussing the trust. And the filing would be the first time anything like has happened on this trust in years. So Lynne is trying to get more say in this. She has been with Britney at several of the hearings. She actually asked last year to have more communication with the court regarding this. So it's hard to know what's going to happen here because, you know, she has last year, she went through that spell and she was put into that facility for a while and they had to restabilize her. And at the same time that that happened, her longtime manager, Larry Rudolph, actually came out to TMZ and he told TMZ that she was sort of at this place where he didn't know whether or not Britney would ever work again because she had to be in like good physical and mental health, and that he was essentially saying that her health had deteriorated so much that he didn't know if she would ever be capable again. But if she was capable, that he would help her. But he said he had no interest in pushing her to do something at this point that she wouldn't be able to do. And a lot of people have believed that her team had been sort of working her to the bone and just sort of pushing her to do things even though she didn't want to. Other people who are part of this Free Britney thing believe that her not working is not having anything to do with any sort of health issues, but rather sort of her protesting that her conservators take so much of her money, and that because of that, she is just not going to work because she doesn't want to have them paid. Her father pulls in over $100,000 as the conservator, and her legal team also pulls in millions of dollars as well. So, you know, there's some truth to the fact that the people that are managing her do benefit from her and do sort of benefit from this conservatorship. But at the same time, I would think that more of them would be more happy if she could just do this by herself and be able to manage her own assets and also be able to be more productive and working. You know, it's kind of this double-edged sword. I can see both sides truly. I can see why people are concerned. I can see why people want her to have more freedom. I can see why people feel like her father is overly invested. I can see why people say that if she has to stay in this, that her family should be removed and it should be more of a independent person that can be thinking about Britney's needs first without the entanglements of her family as a part of it. And anytime a family is managing something like a massive net worth like that, you always have to be concerned about what their priorities are and whether or not they want to take a piece of that pie. I mean, if you think about it, Britney's made all of these people extremely wealthy. Her parents haven't had to have work outside of helping her over the last several years. Her father has been able to live effectively off of her conservatorship, along with taking care of her. She keeps her attorneys, you know, very well paid. Her mother has a humongous like $4 million estate that she purchased for her in Louisiana. So, you know, Britney has been their breadwinner. And so from the Free Britney perspective, I 100% agree that she has been worked too hard. They have put so much stress on her. They have put so much, just no child should have had to be the breadwinner for their family. And a lot of people believe that because of the fact that she was working, missed out on a lot of the normal activities of a child because she was on the Disney, you know, she's on Disney, she was touring. Baby One More Time was out when she was like in high school. She didn't go to high school, but maybe a year or two. So she didn't have the same sort of like life that you or I would have had in high school. And because she was working on the Mickey Mouse Club and she was doing all of that, it was like, and she was on Star Search, like when did she have a normal childhood? So people think that part of the reason why she's stunted is one, because she had an abnormal childhood and she didn't have the ability to grow up. A lot of people were sort of likening it to what happened to Michael Jackson. And other people are saying that not only was it she has been in charge of making everyone so much money for such a long time that she doesn't even have any sort of understanding, or she doesn't even have any like understanding of how to manage money, because she doesn't understand the value of money. So there's that aspect too. And then because her team has kept her so sheltered, people believe that she hasn't been able to grow and experience life, because when everything happened, they put her in this conservatorship so quickly that people feel like she hasn't grown. And that might be why we see some of the behavior. And then some other people within the Britney movement also believe that her medications are what are causing sort of these issues that we're seeing on Instagram, and that maybe if we didn't medicate her so much, she might be a different person. I'm not here to say either way. I'm just saying this is what they say and this is what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen. Her next hearing is in August. All I know is that I hope that no matter what happens, that she stays healthy, that she has a good team around her to help her, and that ultimately any person that's in this type of situation, you want them to have some sort of independence. And so I hope that if she can, that there is a path for independence for her, because she has such a bright future if she can manage it. And if she can take care of herself, she should have that opportunity. So I do see why people want to save her and want to help her. And I think that's, I understand that. So I just don't know what's going to happen. What do you think about Lynne wanting to be more involved in all of this? Do you think Lynne is doing this so that she can sort of get more hands on this and get maybe Jamie out of it? Do you think her mom will be a better fit than her dad? It's hard because she's still her family, right? I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I would love to know what your thoughts are about this and what you think might happen in August. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Bye.